Are you ready? Hey! Are you ready? Are you ready for the
Jive turkeys. What to do, Jive turkeys, and welcome back to The Controversy. I'm your host, Ian Elliott-Carter, and to the left of me is the most beautiful girl in the world, Tatiana Wilson.
Hello.
And we are reviewing a movie that hit our radar later in life. This is an older movie from 2013 called The Short-Term 12. It stars Captain Marvel, Freddie Mercury, the crazy dude from Atlanta, and if you saw Booksmart, which you should have because it's a very good movie.
Great movie.
The lesbian from Booksmart. I'm just kidding. You should know all these iconic names by now because from this movie to now, they are all like superstars. They're all doing really well. Brie Larson, Lakeith Stanfield, Rami Malek, and Caitlin Denver, which I have a lot of stock in. Caitlin Denver, she is going to be a superstar, seriously. Definitely. And she's all the other ones, the other three I mentioned are amazing powerhouses as well.
100%. There's no denying that.
Absolutely. So this movie is it's about this like halfway house kind of this huddle house.
It's like a group home that they basically have the kids go to until they decide where they're going to put them next. So if they're going to a foster home or adopted or whatever, but they're staying there for a short amount of time, hence the short term. Exactly,
and it's for underprivileged kids. Definitely something you shouldn't say to underprivileged kids.
Don't say that.
If you saw the movie, you know what I'm saying. It was an awkward scene with
Rami Malek
in it, and so that's the premise. That this is something that's going on in this group home. Brie Larson's one of the counselors who has a little bit of a past herself when it comes to uncomfortable situations or mental health and traumatizing things that happen in her life.
Issues with parents. Yeah.
So she can relate a lot to these children. And we see about 3 stories in this. It shows the stories of how these kids interact with each other in this house. Shows one story with this girl that's having some issues at her house, but she's not really getting into that because she's bottling that up inside. And then we follow Brie Larson's story, where she's having some personal issues with her father coming back in her life and how she dealt with some of her past issues and moving on from that.
Yep. And then Lakeith Stanfield as well. He's turning 18, so he's getting ready to leave. And so there's a whole thing of him dealing with that change and,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love these drama stories where a lot of these stories combine or collaborate with each other. They like the movie Crash, they hit each other.
Yeah, I like the way that this one doesn't make it feel like it's separate stories, though.
No,
like they're all very much so together.
For sure. And the acting was great. I felt like it was very realistic. I've actually worked with children. I worked for a youth group, and I've also worked on base with children. So I know some of the symptoms and for attention that people give out. I know some of the underprivileged kids, why they act up for attention as well. So I liked a lot of the psychology with this movie when it comes to young adulthood, trying to figure things out, but you're not dealt with the certain circumstances in life that bring people luck. And some of these kids have attitudes, but it's just just what they're dealt with.
When you're given kind of a shitty life, for the lack of a better way to say it.
Yeah.
You're a kid, you're going to probably act out in various ways. And like you don't know how else to cope with.
And that's what I loved about Brie Larson's character. She gave a lot of these kids hope because a lot of them were on their last drink. Some of them feeling suicidal. Some of them feeling like nobody cares or loves them and feeling alone in this world. And she gave that love, and
she knew how to just be there.
She was there for them.
Not do too much and not do too little. She knew how to handle like every single one of them. She was there every day for those kids, and like you could tell she like cared about them for sure.
Absolutely. And I feel like the acting when it came to all these guys, not so much Malik because he was more of a comedic role.
Yeah, he was like the
the guy that just
the break
couldn't get it together. But I thought Brie Larson brought her A game. She was very. I can't relate a lot of the things because some of them were women issues when it comes to like maybe pregnancy and stuff like that. Not to ruin a lot of things, but I definitely could relate to how somebody else's can bring a toll on you as well, and you want to be the superhero at the end of the day, but you can't because there's limits. If you are in some type of field where you counsel children or you want to be like a big brother figure, I definitely recommend this one because it's not going to sugarcoat this Disney, oh, my mom and pa don't like me and I'm going to sweep the floors until somebody adopts me. No, this is some real shit that goes on. You know, drugs get involved, molestation, parents that just turn their back on their children, neglect, all that stuff. It doesn't get realer than this, and this brought a lot of eyes to what I feel is a very underrated issue in this country.
Yeah,
where
100%.
There's a lot of kids that don't get adopted or that do get it.
They just have to sit in the system
neglected
until they age out,
and they got to be in the system till they age out, and they're just screaming for love because they don't feel it.
I think this movie can be beneficial and loved by a lot of people.
And it sucks that it hit our radar so late.
I know, like, this is so long ago. You said that a lot of people, like, that work with kids or, you know, whatever, can, you know, this could be, like, helpful or, you know, beneficial to see because it's very, very realistic and honest. I think that it could be helpful for not even just people, like, working, like, in, like in a group home or something like that, but even people working in medicine or people working like in mental health, like you know, clinics or things like that. Anybody that has to deal with any sort of mental health, any sort of children, even if it's not kids, because as we see in this movie, it shows us an adult that is still dealing with stuff because of what she went through as a child that she never dealt with. So, you know, if you're working in any sort of field like that, or even if you just know someone that's, you know, in this situation, this might be a way to help you understand better the things that they're having to deal with if they're not willing to or able to, like, walk you through that. You know, that's a hard thing to, like, open up about. So I think everybody could benefit from this in one way or another.
And I know this is not a 2020 movie, but this is probably one of the best things I've seen in 2020. So this year, it's, you know, we're fishing out movies out of the vault because of our circumstances in society, and I'm very glad I ran into this one.
I wish that I had seen this earlier. I will definitely rewatch this movie. Like, when we finished it, I was like, that was a great movie. Like, I had no reservations. Like, I was like, that was really, really good.
Yep. And all four of these people that we mentioned, they're doing great
100%.
right now. And like, I feel like this movie right here shined a light on their talent.
100%. Yeah, and especially just for it being so early on. Like, I didn't even know, like, these people were a thing at this time, in 2013, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the first time that I ever really saw Brie Larson was in The Room, which was great.
Yeah, 21 Jump Street.
She killed that as well.
Saw her in 21 Jump Street, and what was the other one? The kid, Scott Pilgrim movie. She was in that as well.
I forgot about that. But, like, as far as, like, a dramatic role that, like, gets your attention, The Room. Did you see that?
Not seen it. I do want to.
Also, that will completely destroy
I don't understand.
you.
I don't understand all this Brie Larson hate, man. She's brought nothing
She's amazing.
She's brought nothing but love in my life. So, you know, if you got a problem with Brie, you got a problem with me, man. Yeah, screw you. She's great. She's a powerhouse. Did any of you guys see the Short Term 12? Let us know in the comments your thought. Did you like it as much as we did? Do you think it's kind of overrated? What do you guys think of these actors? Do you think they're stellar like we do? Let us know. Will you be watching it?
Help keep your brother out the streets. Subscribe to my dad's YouTube channel. Love, peace, and chicken.